Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Shadowbringers. In the last episode, we went through the currently available Wyrlit story quest, which involved fighting the Emerald Weapon, which we did, and we won. And then we learned a little bit more about what it is that the orphans are actually trying to do, and they're trying to perfect the weapons so that they can use them to fight the Empire. Not sure how good an idea that is, because, you know, the weapons kill their pilots. So, yeah. And we also learned a bit more about the Legatus of the 7th Legion, whose name escapes me at the moment. But he is an absolute nut job. Full-on psychopath, which I basically saw coming. So, there's that. So finished all that up, and now I think what we're going to be doing is returning back to the main story quest line to knock out what's available for that. And so, just kind of as a reminder of where we're at as far as the main story quest, is that we were able to get all the souls of the Scions back to the source from the first. So everybody is back home. We were also able to get Grahatia, his soul back into his younger body. So he is now on the team. He's a member of the Scions. And, yeah, we'll have to see how things go from here. That is what we're going to be doing today. All right, so I think without much further ado, let's go ahead and talk to Kryl over here and see what we're going to be getting up to. All right, Alisaie's quest. Kryl's eyes light up at the sight of you. Okay. Oh, greetings, Yami. Come to look in on our friends. Rest assured, everyone is quite well. I've been keeping a close eye on them, and have satisfied myself that they are all in fine health. As a matter of fact, I'm just about to convene in Dawn's Respite to discuss how best to use their pent-up energy. Let's join them, shall we?
Well, my friends, now that we have all settled back into our bodies, it is time we resumed our duties in earnest. Let us speak of our plans.
Ever since the Emperor's death, it's been one unsettling rumor after another. I have a mind to pay a visit to Garlemald to ascertain the truth of the matter.
A prudent endeavor. 'Tis of the essence that we establish the full extent of the threat, not least if it should prove that Xenos doth indeed orchestrate events from the shadows. In light of which possibility, I shall accompany thee on thy mission. Be assured that thou shalt find me more a help than a hindrance. Thou requirest another to imbue thine ammunition, dost thou not?
Assuming that's settled, there's something I've been meaning to look into as well.
Welcome back, everyone!
Lise.
Lise!
You're fine now, right? No more headaches or keeling over?
That's right. We're fighting fit and raring to go.
The famous Lise Hext, former scion and hero of the Alamegan resistance.
I don't believe we've met.
Really? It's so easy to assume that all Archons are acquainted. But then I suppose your fields of expertise are rather different.
Grahatir, at your service. I have read much and more about your exploits, Commander. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
Likewise. The others told me all about you.
Do not be so sure. Words scarcely do justice to the vital role he played in our victory in the first. A more dependable comrade one would be hard-pressed to find.
Oh, right. I did glance at the report. But I'd be lying if I said I understood half of it.
Guess he's gonna give her the TLDR version.
Well, that's a lot to take in. Just to be clear, this means we're not heading for another calamity, does it?
Shorn of their unsundered master's leadership, what Ascians remain shall struggle to see their plans to fruition. And though I would ever advise caution, I believe we may rest easy for a time.
I'll take that as a yes. Even so, I don't know what to make of this business about Hydaelyn and Zodiac being primals.
A difficult truth to bear, yes. But at last we understand the nature of our adversary. And if there are no further calamities, neither will there be rejoinings, meaning Zodiac will never regain his full strength. Even so, as the oldest and mightiest of primals, he remains a force to be feared. Though his is a power born of the desire for salvation, we have seen the havoc it may wreak. And it falls to us to ensure that it is never again brought to bear upon this star.
But tell us, Lys, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
What do you mean? Isn't seeing my long-lost comrades reason enough? All right, there was one other matter. I have a message from the Alliance, and before you ask, yes, it's about the Empire. So, after Emperor Varys' assassination, it seems his cousin Nerva made a bid for the throne. The trouble is, he wasn't the only one with designs on it, and it didn't take long for a civil war to break out. And it's not just in the provinces. Early reports say huge swathes of the Imperial capital have been reduced to rubble. The Alliance will soon convene in Alamigo to decide on a course of action, and we were hoping you'd come along.
Well, as it happens, Urianger and I were just this moment planning a little trip to Garlemald, and we should be grateful for any advice the Alliance can provide on how best to make the most of our visit.
To Alamigo, then.
Why don't you go on without me? There's something I need to look into.
Oh, forgive me. You were just telling us. What is it, if I may ask?
I want to find a way to cure the Tempered.
Of course. You think it may be possible to adapt the treatment you use to help those corrupted by the Sin Eaters?
I'm sorry, a cure for tempering? But that would change everything. Alisaie, consider yourself uninvited. Go and find us this cure.
I'll do my best. I was hoping you might join me. Don't worry if not, though. I won't hold it against you if you'd rather attend a stuffy meeting.
Stuffy meetings. I like stuffy meetings. No. What meeting? Lead on. Yes.
I knew you'd say yes.
I'll come too. If you don't mind.
I saw that one coming.
Mind? I'm sure they would be glad of your company. Pray, enjoy your time together with your hero.
No. That's not... I mean, I simply thought my knowledge might be of some use.
We shall be on our way then. Godspeed.
Alright, so it's like we're going to be hanging out with Alisaie and Grahatia. Alright, so what's the plan? Oh, oops, I accidentally clicked past that. Right, well, we'll go from here. Similar to those corrupted by the Sin Eaters, the ether of Gabu... she's talking about Gabu. Gabu's soul has been rendered stagnant. And though the root cause is different, perhaps the solution is the same. It is by no means an unreasonable hypothesis, Alisaie, and it warrants full investigation. If there is even a chance we can save Gabu, we have to try, but however much I'd like to race over to Limsa and set to work, there's no room for recklessness, not when a child's life is at stake. As I'm sure Becklug would remind us, we still know little and less about the soul. Any number of things could go wrong if we don't exercise due caution. And so before attempting anything, we should learn all we possibly can about tempering. There's just one problem. Research into the condition has long since ground to a halt, and the combined work of the many scholars involved doesn't exactly amount to a wealth of knowledge. Not of the modern scholars, perhaps, but what of the ancient counterparts? I know the Alligans took a more than passing interest in the subject. And if what we seek is to be found anywhere, it would surely be at the Etherochemical Research Facility, where they experimented on primals and their worshippers, yes? Good thinking. I've never actually been there myself, but I did read the reports on Azys Law, which means we'll be needing an airship. An airship, you say? Tataru's been busy. Meet me at the northern bank of Lake Silvertear. I've got a little surprise for you. Oh, and come prepared to travel. Alright, I guess we're heading out. We're gonna see what Tataru has up her sleeve. I mean, I can get myself there if I had to. Oh, would you look at this? Nice. I give you the Bonanza, the Scion's very own airship. It's about time we got one. I built her as a company project with help from our friends at the Rising Stones and named her for luck and prosperity. She's become quite the craftsman. Tataru, this is amazing. We'll be able to fly just about anywhere we want. Our garments were impressive enough, but to build an entire airship? I see the annals did not exaggerate the many talents of the Scion's fabled coin keeper. I also introduced myself as your pilot, except the training didn't go quite as well as I'd hoped. But that's alright, because we've hired this capable fellow here instead. From the Ironworks. Bonanza is equipped with a full complement of mana cutters, by the way. Feel free to use them to get around Az's Law. But enough talk, it's time to fly. All aboard! So we don't have to rely on Sid and the Enterprise any longer. Alright, here we are, back in Az's Law. Honestly, Sid would be jealous of the way that airship flies. Tataru has outdone herself. Anyway, we are here on Az's Law, and Alphino's report did not do the scale of this place justice. We've been here several times over the last few episodes. Alright. Gratia surveys his surroundings with an expectant glint in his eye. Alright, this appears to be Helix, which means we stand in the Alpha Quadrant. To the east lies the Beta Quadrant, and... yes, I believe I have my bearings. Though this is my first time on Az's Law, I do have some familiarity with the place thanks to the records in the Crystal Tower. Unless I am mistaken, this path leads to an Aetheryte, beyond which there will be an information terminal. I suggest we begin our search there. Alright, well, yeah, we'll head over there. Alright. Here is our terminal in Grahatia. Let's see what's going on. And here's a terminal. A moment while I search the archives for references to tempering. Ah, there we are. Iconic Corruption, an overview. That sounds promising. Indeed. Let's see what this report has to say. Confounded. The contents appear to have been deleted. What? No, isn't there something you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid. But it may be that another copy of the report exists elsewhere. The question is where to look. It says here the report was written by someone named Owen. Is it likely that he kept a copy? I would say it is a distinct possibility. Assuming he was a researcher here, he will have had quarters on the Habisphere. We can ascertain the details at Habisphere Control. Let us return to the Bonanza and avail ourselves of the mana cutters. We will need them to reach our destination. I forgot, you already have suitable means of transport, don't you? No need to waste time accompanying us back to the ship then. We'll see you at the Habisphere. We have several suitable means of transport. We'll use this one. So where exactly are we headed? We're headed way over there. I believe that is the Habisphere. It looks like an apartment building. There's our crew. If the late Owen did indeed have a chamber here, this node will be able to tell us its number. There. From what I recall of the layout, it should be somewhere in the vicinity of... Warning, an evacuation order is presently in effect. Entry to the Habisphere is not permitted at this time. Fooled again. In all likelihood, the order would have been imposed during the Fourth Umbral Calamity, and I doubt it will be lifted in the near future. Energy level critical, returning to base for recharging. Well, surely there must be some other way to gain access. Force, for example? Ere we resort to that, I have an idea. Were we to send a surge of energy through yonder control mechanism, it should prompt the system to restart, releasing the logs. As for a suitable energy source, a concentrated lightning shard might suffice. Happily, I seem to recall that they are known to form at points of stagnant ether throughout the continent. You seem to recall? Are you honestly telling me that was in the records too? I am. A report sent to the capital mentioned that lightning-aspected ether was prone to pooling on the continent, resulting in surges that interfered with equipment. A minor detail, I grant you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there was no such thing as too much elegant knowledge. Besides, my studies help me feel connected to the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind, but to finally stand here with the two of you is more exhilarating than I can well express. Now then, the lightning shard. If I may, I suggest we split up and search the Beta Quadrant. Oh, but beware of sprites. They are wont to manifest where the ether is stagnant. Now you're just showing off, which makes me think we should make a contest of this. The first to return here with a shard wins. What do you say? Very well. It would be my honor to come third. All right, so we need to find this shard, and it's over there, which means we need to head into the maze that is the Beta Quadrant and try to find it. I think I may have taken a wrong turn. Yeah. Okay. I think it's more like down here, it looks. It seems to be the direction we need to go. There we are. Lightning sprites. Just get rid of these guys. Bravo, that was quite the show, adventurer. Why, the spectacle proved so enthralling that all thoughts of the prize slipped my mind. Graha, you're trying to, throw back to the Crystal Tower quests? I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations, the lightning shard is yours. What? No dramatic entrance? You've changed. You remember that? In my defense, I was caught up in the moment. It isn't every day you meet an honest-to-God's hero, after all. Well, the contest continues, so you had better hurry back. But one last thing. Thank you, Ayame, for bringing me here. Don't mention it. Alright, let's go ahead and turn this in. Alright, let's see if it works. It appears Alisaie had no luck, so victory is yours. Congratulations. Now then, may I have the shard? There you are. What is it that makes you so much better at finding things? What do you have that I don't? I'm the main character. That is a question I too have asked myself on numerous occasions. I suspect we could both learn a great deal from Ayame, not only about the secrets of adventuring, but come, we should attend to our mission. Excellent. The system responded exactly as intended. We now have access to the Habisphere. Only one obstacle remains, the security systems within. Should they be triggered, they could make life rather difficult for us. In light of which, pray leave the rest to me. If I am right, my royal blood should allow me to venture in unmolested. Assuming this place works like the Crystal Tower, yes, but if it doesn't, it'll be on your own. I want you to promise us that you'll get out at the first sign of trouble. I promise. Wish me luck. And there he goes. Well, nothing for it but to sit tight. I'm sure this Owen fellow was very learned, but iconic corruption, an overview, sounds like a studium thesis. We all had to write one. Lest you wonder, mine was about the combat applications of ether. I'm nothing if not practical. Alphino's was more philosophical, of course. Political, I dare say it. He chose to write a lengthy discourse on our nation's duty to the world. A controversial subject, to say the least. He asserted that Charlene's knowledge should rightly be used to protect all life on the star. in direct opposition to the country's cherished policy of non-intervention. Being a leading member of the Forum, our father was not happy. At the time, of course, Alphino was utterly convinced of his views and would cheerfully argue to the death with anyone who saw things differently. By which I mean the rows were long. To be fair to him, though, he's since learned to be a little more open-minded, but deep down he still holds fast to that one belief, and I admire him for it. I should have liked to meet the young Alphino. For what it's worth, my thesis concerned Allegan civilization as depicted in folklore. Oh, you're back. I didn't know you attended the studium. I didn't. A thesis was required to earn my Archon's mark. My peers at the Students of Baldessian convinced me to write one with the promise of unfettered access to forbidden tomes. Though I considered it no more than a means to an end at the time, I will admit it was gratifying to have my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, an Archon's thesis. I shudder to imagine the work involved. But enough about that. Is this the fruit of your foray? Yes. Owen's archive node. It was waiting for me in his chamber. If a copy of his report still survives, it will be stored in this device. Shall we find out? Initializing, scanning for registered user. User not found. To proceed as guest, please complete biometric authentication. Verifying. Authentication complete. Guest identified as member of the royal family. I am at your most humble service, Your Highness. It never ceases to amuse me. 'Tis but a pity the effect will not last forever. Doga and Une said as much when they granted me this gift, but until such time as it fades, I shall use it gratefully. Search archive for iconic corruption. Searching. One item found. Iconic corruption and overview. The report is locked by the author. Please state password. Well, go on then, Your Highness. Tell the nice node the password. Right. Let's see. Glory be to Allag. Long live Emperor Zandi. Password incorrect. Please try again. Confound it. Come now, passwords are invariably short and simple. For instance... Password. A password is password. You'd be surprised at how often that's the case. The notion that the password could be something so inane would be laughable were it not so dangerously stupid. Furthermore, your conduct in the presence of His Highness is grossly inappropriate. Know your place, handmaiden. What? Did that thing just call me? What did I say? Let's see. Wild Rose? Password incorrect. Again, be warned that any further inappropriate behavior in the presence of His Highness will not be tolerated. Alright, that's it. I say we dismantle it and manually extract what we need. Now, let's not be too hasty. A single misstep and we risk losing the report altogether. I believe this may be a task for Cid and his colleagues. If anyone can coax Machina into cooperating, it is them. Come, let us bear the node back to the Rising Stones. Alright. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and take the silver pieces. Okay, let's see what Grahatia has to say. He seems eager to bear the note away. I should probably mention that I have yet to meet Cid since waking up. Rambros did not send word to the Ironworks, but it appears our friend has been afield on urgent business. Nevertheless, I assure you my proposal to seek his help is no pretext. However much I might look forward to seeing him again. Him and everyone. But come, let us be on our way. Look at him, all but running. How sweet. Still, it wouldn't do to keep him waiting, shall we? Alright, but I think this is where we're going to go ahead and stop for the day. Need to head back to the Rising Stones, so I guess I'll just go ahead and teleport myself over. And yeah, we'll go ahead and call it a day here. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you next time.